Hey guys, welcome to my podcast. My name is Belle. If you watched our third podcast, it was about the 7 S's, and my second podcast will be about the Innocence Project, but specifically the case of Ryan Matthews. So, the Innocence Project was founded in 1992 by Peter Newfield and Barry Scheck. The Innocence Project works to free innocent people, prevent wrongful convictions, and to create a fair, compassionate, and equal system of justice for all. The Innocence Project will work on post-conviction cases that have DNA evidence that can prove their innocence. Starting in 1989, there have been 575 wrongfully convicted people who have been exonerated by DNA testing, with 196 being Innocence Project clients. Ryan Matthews is just one of the Innocence Project clients, and he is an African American male from Bridge City, Louisiana, who was 17 years old when he was convicted with first-degree murder. He was sentenced for death. He was on death row for 5 years and pleaded innocent. Travis Hayes is an African American male from Bridge City, Louisiana, who was 17 at the time when he went to jail for being convicted with second-degree murder. He was also sentenced for life. He was on death row for 5 years and pleaded innocent. A robbery attempt on a convenience store in Louisiana on April 5th of 1997 took place. The robbery failed when the owner of the store, Tommy Van House, was shot and killed when he refused to give the suspect any money. When the suspect came in for the robbery, he was wearing a ski mask, meaning all we could tell from the suspect was his body type, how tall he was, or what he was wearing. When Van House refuses to give money, the suspect leaves, shooting Van House 4 times, killing him. The suspect runs away and slides into the passenger window of a car. As running from the crime scene, he shed his mask, shirt, and gloves. Ryan Matthews and Hayes went to jail from eyewitnesses. Several eyewitnesses saw the perpetrators run after the killing. One witness was in her car and watched the perpetrator run from the store. Fire shots in the same direction as her as he leaps into the car. She identified Matthews as the perpetrator, and by the time of the trial was confident in her eyewitness with no doubts. There were also 2 other witnesses who were together in the same car. They both saw the perpetrator when he was shedding his mask, gloves, and shirt while running away from the killing. The driver in his rearview mirror while he was being shot at and trying to block his escape. The driver of the car said he could see the perpetrator's face in the rearview mirror. This eyewitness was brought up a couple hours later to identify the perpetrator. The driver identified Matthews, and the passenger did not identify anyone. Matthews and Hayes' defense team started to do some work during these wrongful convictions. They started with DNA testing from clothing articles he shed while running. They found DNA testing on the ski mask they had found. The DNA evidence proved that it was neither Matthews or Hayes' ski mask. During this process of finding evidence and DNA proof, they also found that the car Matthews and Hayes were driving was not operable, in the sense that their window could not roll down. Other witnesses also believe that the witness was much shorter than Matthews was. As the defense team did even more research, they found a man who was active in a recent murder case, Rondell Love, and lived close by. They took his DNA and matched it with the ski mask. At this point, they had found a perfect match. The most obvious mistake that we can tell in this case is how Ryan Matthews and Travis Hayes got put into jail for 5 years at only 17 years old based on eyewitness testimonies. As eyewitnesses can help us have good leads and a better understanding of what happened and how many people may have been involved, it isn't a reliable source enough to put minors into jail, especially with death penalties. Another mistake, being one of the most obvious, is taking this case to court with no DNA evidence from either side. As the defense team, or the ones convicting, they should have taken DNA testing from the clothing fleet immediately. My personal opinion on this case is that Matthews got treated very unfairly, as this case is very serious and takes time to figure out what truly happened and to get leads. It is wrong to convict innocent people with very little and unreliable proof, such as eyewitnesses. I believe that during this case, they were trying to find the killer quickly. Rondell Love had the death Rondell Love had the death penalty for the killing of Tommy Van House. Ryan Matthews was released in December of 2006 and exonerated in January 2007. He received $133,000 in compensation. Travis Hayes was released in December of 2006 and exonerated in January 2007. He also received $252,000 in compensation. And that is it for this episode of my podcast. Thank y'all for listening. Bye.